Welcome to what is supposed to be a prototype race in Le Mans Ultimate. But honestly, folks, it feels more like a social experiment with very fast cars. RB is on pole, a beacon of calm for now. But keep your eyes on Bourne in P8 and Pome P11. Two magnets for magnificent, glorious chaos. Green, green, green! The symphony of destruction. And Bourne is absolutely bogged down. It's like he's trying to start the race in treacle. They're piling into the first chicane. 3-4 cars wide. This isn't a racetrack, it's a funnel. Someone is absolutely going to get and there it is. A whirlwind of carbon fiber and shattered dreams erupts in the midfield. Bourne, seeing the chaos unfold, dives for the escape road. A brilliant, cowardly move to save his own skin. I love it. What a survival. He rejoins the track, threading the needle between spinning cars and debris. He looks like a scared rabbit darting across a motorway, but somehow he's made it through. So after that melee, Bourne is down a few spots, a little scuffed up but alive. He survived the on-track drama, but what about the off-track stuff? I hear the marshals are checking if he filed his weekly reports on time. The tension is absolutely palpable down there. A drive-through for Bourne! You will not believe this! The stewards have penalized him for forgetting to put his bins out on Tuesday! This is madness! Anarchy has come to motorsport, and now he's wheel to wheel with his own teammate! You can't make this up! They're practically sharing paint as they scream down towards the Ascari chicane! Bourne yields, the sensible, yet WHOA, a massive shunt at Ascari, and LMP2 has absolutely buried itself in the barrier. A huge impact. The driver is okay, but I'm getting word from the pits. The crash was triggered by a penalty for an overdue library book. This is spiraling out of control. This isn't racing, it's bureaucratic warfare at 2. And now his teammate goes around. A huge, lurid slide at Parabolica. He's lost the rear completely. A passenger on a carbon fiber sledge. What is happening in that garage today? That drive-through for the bins still hangs over Bourne's head. He's on the radio, absolutely fuming. He's convinced his rival, Passau, snitched on him. This infraction authority has turned the paddock into a nest of spies, and now his teammate spins pure through the carnage and the absolute farce of his penalty. Bourne has somehow clawed his way back to P8. He's moving up the order not just through skill, but through sheer survival. He's a cockroach in a tuxedo, dodging penalties for unwashed dishes and unmowed lawns while others are consumed by this ridiculous, beautiful system. And look who it is, the purple machine of Passau, looming ahead like a bad omen. Bourne must be seeing red. Is this the man who reported him for the bins? This isn't just for a position anymore, this is for domestic pride. Behind them, Risetka gets it all wrong coming out of the second Lesmo. He's off on the grass, giving Bourne a bit of breathing room now. But Bourne isn't looking back. He's filling Passau's mirrors. He's a shadow, a specter of vengeance haunting that purple car, absolutely glued to his gearbox through the chicane. But Passau has his own problems. He's all over the back of the Hungarian Kispalaz. We have a 3-car snake winding its way through Monza. It's a powder keg. I wonder what infractions they're holding over each other. Does Kispalaz have an undeclared garden shed? Did Passau fail to separate his plastics and cardboard? This is the real strategy unfolding before. This isn't just racing for Bourne anymore. It's a crusade, a holy war over municipal waste collection. Every corner he's diving, he's pushing, absolutely convinced Passau is the informant. We're hearing whispers from his garage that he's hired a private investigator to check Passau's recycling habits. This bizarre system has turned a sporting rivalry into a suburban feud. The radio crackles to life in Bourne's cockpit. It's a frantic exchange with his engineer. It's not about tire pressures. It sounds like they're arguing about planning permission for a conservatory. Wait a minute! I think they've opened a channel between cars! Born and Passau are yelling at each other directly! This is unprecedented! It's not about track limits! They're arguing about whose turn it was to clean the gutters! This is what the sport has become! High speed, high stakes, domestic disputes! It's magnificent! I'm in tears! And Passau cracks. He runs wide out of Lesmo, just a little twitch of the wheel, but it's enough. Was he distracted? Was he thinking about Bourne's accusations of leaving his laundry out? This psychological warfare, this theater of domestic incompetence is having a tangible effect on the track. You can't write this stuff, you just can't. We're getting the transcripts. Passau just screamed, "Did you report my tax return mistake?" And Bourne shot back, "Your laundry pile is visible from space." I am speechless. They are literally racing and auditing each other at the same time. This is no longer about the checkered flag. It's about mutual destruction. And now look at this. From Arby in 5th down to Bourne in 8th. It's a 4-car freight train of misery and paranoia. They are separated by nothing. Each one is probably scrolling through the other's social media for potential infraction reports. Arby is sending one down the inside of Peshka into the first chicane. It's a desperate, late lunge. This is either going to be brilliant or catastrophic. Contact! They've hit! A shower of Peshka goes around. He's a spinning top on the apex, facing the wrong way as the entire field streams past him. His race is absolutely done. And through the chaos, the scavenger, Daniel Bourne, picks up another place. He's now up to P7. He just drives past the wreckage with a grin. Another mistake from Passau. A huge lockup. Smoke pouring from his front right. He wrestles the car back onto the circuit just ahead of Bourne, but his momentum is gone. Bourne is right there, a predator, smelling blood. I bet Bourne is already on the radio reporting that lockup as excessive tire pollution. This system encourages such beautiful, petty, opportunistic behavior. I'm loving every second of it. But Bourne can't capitalize. That bin penalty has clearly broken him. He's looking in his mirrors more than he's looking forward. We're seeing him twitching in the cockpit. He's paranoid about the infraction drones we've seen hovering over the track. This system doesn't just penalize drivers, it shatters their psyche, and Kisbalaz is simply vanishing up the road. He's tucked right up under the rear wing of Passau now, getting a massive tow down the straight. It's a slingshot. He's being pulled along, biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment. They sweep through the majestic parabolica, a beautiful arc of speed and desperation. Bourne is absolutely harassing Passau, flashing his lights. It's a frantic, desperate dance. He's not just trying to pass him on track. I think he's trying to get him to admit he doesn't sort his glass recycling properly. It's psychological torture. And Passau cracks again. He's bounced brutally over the curbs at the first chicane. Yes, Bourne pounces. He slices down the inside, clean as a whistle, and takes the position. That's a victory for everyone who has ever had a neighborly dispute. Justice for the forgotten bins. He's done it. Revenge is a dish best served. We are on board with Passau, and the air is turning blue. He is screaming into his helmet, a torrent of absolute filth. That bin snitching fucking is the only part I can repeat on air. He is utterly, incandescently furious with Daniel Bourne right now. And Bourne comes right back at him. A calm, cold voice cuts through the static. Maybe if you mowed your lawn, you'd be faster. Savage. We're getting more of this exchange. Passau, I'll report your dusty skirting boards. Bourne, and your terrible parking. This has devolved completely. They are no longer racing drivers. They are bitter neighbors with a shared fence and the racetrack. While Bourne has been busy orchestrating his rival's mental collapse, Dome Kisbalas has disappeared up the road. He's a full 2 seconds clear now, a picture of serenity. I have to wonder, is he truly clean? Does he have skeletons in his closet? A poorly assembled piece of flat pack furniture? An undeclared pet? In this new world order of motorsport, no one is safe. His clean race just makes me more suspicious. The infraction drones are watching, Dome. They are always watching. We've reached the halfway point in this spectacle, and I have to say, it has redefined motorsport for me. It's no longer about who is the fastest, but who is the most compliant citizen, who has the cleanest civic record. The pit crews aren't just changing tires. I can see them from here, frantically filling out self-assessment tax forms for their drivers. What a time to be alive, witnessing the birth of bureaucratic racing. The gap to Kisbalaz continues to grow. 2.5 seconds now. Bourne seems to have expended all his energy in the petty squabble with Passau. It's a classic mistake. You win the moral victory, the bin-related victory, but you lose sight of the bigger prize. He needs to get his head out of his neighbor's recycling bin and focus on the perfectly legal Hungarian escaping up the road. Up ahead, the leader Arbry is closing in on a back marker. This could be tricky. You never know what these cars are going to do. It's always a lottery. They've hit! Rye and the back marker are tangled up just before Ascari. They are both spinning like tops, a plume of smoke and confusion. What a disaster for the race leader. And we hear a cheer on Bourne's radio. An absolutely shameless cheer at the misfortune of another driver. He's laughing. That is the sound of a man who thrives on chaos. And just like that, through no skill of his own, Daniel Bourne is promoted to P4. This race is not rewarding talent, it's rewarding survival and the ability to avoid drama, both on track and in your personal life. He's failing at one of those, but he is absolutely excelling at the other. The laughter has stopped on Bourne's radio. Word is filtering through that RB's car was momentarily disabled due to unpaid library fines. Even the leaders are not immune. Bourne's climb to P4 feels tainted. It's a victory by default, a win based on the absurd misfortunes of others. He's now staring at Kisbalaz ahead and must be wondering, what skeleton? And now he's right there. The gap is down to a single second. He has hunted down the Hungarian. The battle for the podium is on! Mistake from Kisbalaz. He's off at the first Lesmo, plowing through the gravel trap. The pressure got to... He recovers, but Bourne is right there with him. They are side by side, barreling down the short chute. A magnificent sight of bravery. Into the second Lesmo, and they are still welded together. Neither man is giving an inch. This is breathtaking, heart-in-your-mouth stuff. Absolutely. But Kisbalaz, on the outside line, gets a phenomenal exit. He just holds on to the position. I'm almost disappointed. I was hoping one of them would report the other for aggressive lane changing mid-corner. The potential for pettiness here is just astronomical. But Bourne is not done. He's got a great run out of Ascari, setting him up perfectly for an attack before the final corner. He shows him the nose, a little faint to the inside. But Kisbalaz is a cool customer. He doesn't even flinch, holding his line perfectly. Wait, there's a car off. It's Mauro. He's beached it in the gravel. And Daniel Bourne inherits third place. He's on the podium. Show on.
I'm getting word Mauro was penalized for using a copyrighted song as his ringtone.
And now Kisbalaz gets a big snap of oversteer. A puff of smoke from the rear right. He holds it. A brilliant save, but the pressure is building. Bourne is right there. A constant menace. He's not just a driver. He's an agent of chaos. A harbinger of misfortune for others. Is Kisbalaz wondering if his TV license is up to date? He must be. Another lockup, this time into the first chicane. Kisbalaz is struggling, and Bourne is smelling blood. And Bourne darts to the inside again, weaving like a madman, trying to break the concentration of the Hungarian driver ahead. This is pure psychological warfare. Bourne is a wasp, buzzing around his head. Every twitch, every feint is designed to make Kisbalaz think, what does he know? Did he see my overflowing recycling bin this morning? It's a masterclass in mental disintegration. The open channel is back. We're hearing it now. Kizbalaz just screamed, "Your garden gnomes are a hazard." And Bourne instantly replied, "Your illegal bird feeder attracts pigeons." This is it. This is the pinnacle of motorsport. The battle for a podium position at Monza has devolved into a furious debate over garden ornaments and avian nuisances. I have seen everything. This penalty system, this glorious, unhinged, magnificent system has created the greatest spectacle known to man. It's pure. Despite the horticultural insults, Kizbalaz nails the exit of Parabolica. He's got a car length, maybe two, as they blast onto the main straight once more. Bourne tucks into the slipstream, but he's not gaining. Perhaps he's distracted, trying to remember if his gnomes are technically a hazard, according to council regulations. This is the danger of the system. You spend so much time worrying about the pettiness that you forget the actual, racing part. It's a fascinating duel. Bourne is a demon on the brakes, but Kizbalaz is sublime on the throttle. It's like watching a tax auditor versus a free-spirited artist. One is meticulous and aggressive, the other is smooth and untouchable. What a contrast! The radio is absolutely on fire. We are listening to a live, unfiltered argument between the two drivers fighting for the final podium spot, and it is glorious. Bourne is screaming, "I've seen the weeds in your driveway, Dome. You're a disgrace to the neighborhood." And Kizbalaz is retorting, "At least my bins don't smell like a dead badger, Daniel, and I've got photographic evidence of your fence being 2 inches over the property line." I am shaking. This is more intense than any on-track battle I have ever witnessed. The race engineers are trying to intervene, trying to talk about strategy, but the drivers are just screaming over them about zoning violations and unkempt. And the argument has taken its toll on Bourne. The gap is growing. He's lost the toe, lost the momentum. The fury has cost him. But wait, did I say P3? He's still holding on to P3. Moro's demise has kept him on the podium. He's on course for his second podium finish, despite everything, despite the bins, despite the gnomes. No! Bourne has lost it! He's spinning at Ascari! The podium! And who should come sailing past but his nemesis, Passau? The ultimate insult. Bourne drops from the podium, down to 4th place. He gets the car pointing the right way again, but the damage is done. A clumsy, amateurish mistake at the worst possible moment. He threw it all away. And that's the final lap. A podium was right there in his hands, but he will have to settle for a lonely 4th position. Rosario takes the victory. Kizbalaz survives the horticultural onslaught to take 2nd, and in 3rd, snatching the podium, is Passau. I bet the champagne tastes extra sweet for him. And Bourne is celebrating? He's waving to the crowd. He takes the checkered flag in 4th place. A race that saw him get a penalty for bins, inherit a podium, and then throw it all away. And he's celebrating? I don't understand this man. And now I understand the celebration. It's not joy, it's relief. 4th place is irrelevant. He crossed the line without getting another penalty. He survived.